Liv Morgan just cheap-shotted and already injured Charlotte Flair before the bell even rang, and somehow she's the one walking out of Kansas City looking like the bad guy and the smart player at the same time. Let's talk about it. So real quick, let's set the scene, because context matters here. This is SmackDown, June 19th, Queen of the Ring semifinals. Charlotte Flair is already dealing with a surgically repaired knee. That's not a story, that's just real, that's been the narrative for weeks. And before this match even starts, Jade Cargill, B-Fab, and Michin run out and absolutely lay into Charlotte. Not a little shove, a full beatdown, targeted right at that bad knee. Nick Aldis and Alexa Bliss are out there basically begging her to forfeit. And Charlotte, because she's Charlotte Flair, says no, she's competing. Respect for that alone, honestly. And then Liv Morgan, the reigning women's world champion, mind you, walks out, and before the bell even rings, she chops Charlotte right in that already mangled knee. No bell, no referee calling for the start, just an unprompted cheap shot on a woman who'd literally just been jumped by 3 people. And that is the moment fans lost it. Because look, professional wrestling fans, we get it. It's a show. We know storylines need heat. We know somebody's got to be the villain. But there's a difference between smart heel work and what felt like just outright disrespecting the entire concept of a fair fight. Liv basically made sure Charlotte never had a chance. Now here's the thing that makes this so juicy for content like this. The match itself wasn't some squash. Charlotte actually fired back. She landed a clothesline early. She went for a roll-up into a figure 4, which knee and all takes guts. Liv kicks her away from that because of course she does. Why would she let Charlotte lock in her own signature submission? Charlotte even manages a backbreaker and sends Liv into the turnbuckle at one point. So it's not like Charlotte just laid there. She fought through it, which honestly made the whole thing feel even more brutal to watch. Because you're watching someone fight on essentially one leg against somebody who is surgically precisely picking that leg apart the entire match. And that's exactly what Liv does for the rest of the match. She's not going for flashy near falls. She's not selling for big comebacks longer than she has to. She is locked in on that knee like a heat-seeking missile. Every chance she gets, she's stomping it, wrenching it, dragging Charlotte back down before she can build any momentum. And eventually it ends with Liv locking in a half crab right on that knee that had already been worked by 3 other women before the match even started, and Charlotte has to tap. Liv Morgan is going to Night of Champions in the Queen of the Ring finals. Hey, real quick, if you're new here or you just haven't yet, go ahead and hit subscribe and ring that bell. Ring Rumble drops breakdowns like this constantly, and you do not want to miss the next one. Okay, so now let's get into why fans are actually furious. Because it's not really about Liv winning. Most people watching this with a clear head know that Liv winning makes total sense from a storyline perspective. She's the women's world champion. She publicly said she wants to become a double champion. Her becoming Queen of the Ring sets up exactly what WWE wants. A champion versus champion type collision. Because remember, the finals are against Io Sky, who beat Raquel Rodriguez to get there. So Liv versus Io at Night of Champions for the Queen of the Ring crown, that's a genuinely great main event level matchup on paper. So no, fans aren't furious that Liv won, they're furious about how she won. There's a very vocal chunk of the WWE fan base that feels like this whole angle, the triple team beatdown plus the pre-bell cheap shot, was just excessive. Like, did we need Charlotte jumped by 3 people and then sucker punched before the bell to sell the idea that Liv is ruthless? Some fans are saying it actually made Charlotte look worse. Like, why is a former multi-time champion getting run through the ringer just to set up someone else's spotlight moment? And then you've got the other side of the argument. The fans who are saying this is exactly what wrestling storytelling should be. That Liv playing dirty and stacking the deck against an injured legend is precisely what should make you want to see her get her comeuppance down the line. That's heat. That's the whole point. And honestly, that's kind of the magic of pro wrestling discourse, isn't it? 2 fans can watch the exact same 6 minutes of television and walk away with completely opposite reactions. One person's furious because they think it disrespected Charlotte Flair's legacy. Another person's furious, in the good way, the way where they're already Googling when Liv gets exactly what's coming to her. Either way, mission accomplished for WWE because we are all talking about it right now, aren't we? There's also the layer of, was this actually necessary from a competitive standpoint? Like, Liv didn't need the pre-match cheap shot. She's the reigning champion. She's already protected. Charlotte was already hobbled from the Jade Cargill B-Fab Michin attack before Liv even got involved. So some fans are pointing out that Liv basically piled on for no real strategic reason other than just to be extra. Which, fair, but also, when has a heel in WWE history ever needed a strategic reason to be extra? That's kind of the job description. What I think makes this storyline actually compelling, even if it annoyed some fans in the moment, is what it sets up going forward. Charlotte Flair does not strike me as the type of competitor who just lets this go. She's a multiple-time champion, she's been through wars before, and now she's got a very specific account to settle with Liv Morgan whenever their paths cross again, whether that's soon or down the line. WWE rarely lets a moment like this just disappear. Somebody jumping somebody before a bell, especially involving a champion, that's the kind of thing that usually pays off eventually. And meanwhile, Liv has bigger problems brewing, because now she's got Io Sky waiting for her at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia on June 27th. And Io's not walking in there as some afterthought. She beat Raquel Rodriguez clean to get to the finals. So Liv's going from beating up an already hurt Charlotte to facing a fully healthy, very motivated former champion who's looking to add another title opportunity to her resume. That's a completely different animal than what she just dealt with on SmackDown. So here's where I land on it. Was it a little much, the triple team, plus the cheap shot, plus the targeted knee work for the whole match? Maybe. Did it work in terms of getting people talking, getting people mad, getting people invested in whatever happens next between Liv and Charlotte? Absolutely, 100% it worked. That's kind of the uncomfortable truth about wrestling storytelling. The moments that make fans the most furious are often the ones that are doing exactly their job. Let me know in the comments, were you team Liv played it smart or team this was too far? I genuinely want to know which side of this fandom you're on, because the comment section on this one is going to be a war zone. And honestly, that's half the fun of being a wrestling fan in the first place. And hey, before you go, if you made it this far, you clearly care about this stuff as much as I do. So do me a favor and hit that subscribe button and the bell if you haven't. Rumble's got way more breakdowns like this coming, especially with Night of Champions right around the corner. Appreciate you watching. I'll catch you in the next one.